ज्ञानं तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वरूपं तदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं जयगन्धगुणातवितं सजीवम् साधुवेतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदां सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादिपासदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपेयकांत राधाकांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वंचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। We are doing chapter name full surrender. यहाँ से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं। Invisible. हाँ जी प्लीज।
हाँ visible. Krishna always sees to the comfort of his devotees, and the devotees are always busy seeing that the Krishna is satisfied. The devotee dress Krishna, supply him food, and always engaged in serving him. And similarly, Krishna always sees to the happiness of his devotees. This is the intimate, rela- uh, intimate relationship between the devotee and Krishna. Every living entity has a relationship with Krishna, but when one becomes a devotee, the relationship becomes intimate. Therefore, Kunti Devi says to Krishna, "How can you leave us? We are your intimate friends. We are simply living by your care, by your mercy. Don't think that we are safe and that you can therefore leave us. Our life is always under your mercy, for for we have no shelter other than your lotus feet. Kindly don't leave us." This is Kunti's prayer. Similarly, Narottama Das Thakur sings, "Ha ha Prabhu Nanda Suta Varsa Bhanu Suta Yuta Karuna Karaha Al Ibara." Krishna Nanda Sutta, you are present with Radharani, the daughter of the daughter of King Vrishbhanu. Now I fully surrender unto you. Please show me your mercy. Hare Krishna.
कनक।
Without Krishna consciousness, one thinks, I shall protect myself or my society, community, or state will give me protection. I have so many protectors. Why should I care for God? Why shall I go to Krishna? Those rascals who have no protection can go to Krishna. But the fact is that unless Krishna gives one protection, one cannot be protected. This is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.19. Balasya Neha Saranam Pitarao Narsimha. When Prahlad Maharaj offered prayers to Krishna as Narsimha Dev, he said, My dear Lord, one should not think that because a child has a father and mother, he has full protection. If Krishna did not protect the child could not be protected. Even if he were to give thousands of medicines, can protect one from disease. Suppose a rich man is suffering from some disease and he hires a first class physician and takes first class medicine. Does it mean that his life is guaranteed? No. If Krishna does not give him protection despite good medical treatment and a good supply of medicine, he will die. Similarly, Prahlad continues, one may have a good boat, but it does not guarantee that he will not drown in the ocean. If you do not protect him, he may drown at any moment. Nature offers so many difficulties, and although scientists may try to invent something to check these difficulties in the struggle for existence, unless Krishna gives one protection, one's inventions will be of no use. Hare Krishna.
Swati Mataji. Yes. His grace, the Shikta too.
Yes, Prabhuji. Kunti Devi knows this, and therefore, although she is the mother of great warriors Arjuna and Bhima, she still thinks, although my sons are great warriors, they are not sufficient to give us protection. Nothing can give us protection but your lotus feet. This verse illustrates the position of a surrendered soul seeking the protection of Krishna. If we remain in this position knowing that our only protector is Krishna and that our only duty is to serve Krishna, then our life is successful.
We are moving to the next chapter. What is our actual value? Kevayam nama rupa bhayam yadubhi saha pandava bhavato darshanam yarahi rishikanam ivesitu. As the name and fame of a particular body is finished with the disappearance of the living spirit, similarly, if you do not look upon us, all our fame and activities, along with the Pandavas and Yadus, will end at once. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Shloka 38. Words. Kunti Devi is quite aware that the existence of Pandavas is due to Sri Krishna only. The Pandavas are undoubtedly well established in name and fame and are guided by the great king Yudhishthira, who is morality personified, and the Yadus are undoubtedly great allies. But without the guidance of Lord Krishna, all of them are nonentities. As much as the senses of the body are useless without the guidance of the consciousness. No one should be proud of his uh, prestige, power, and fame without being guided by the favor of Supreme Lord. The living beings are always dependent, and the ultimate dependable object is the Lord Himself. We may therefore invent by our advancement of material knowledge all sorts of counteracting material resources, but without being guided by the Lord, all such interventions and in fiasco. However strong and stout the reactionary elements may be.
As soon as an important man dies, his name and the form becomes unimportant, even though he may have been a big scientist, politician, or philosopher. As long as we are alive, our name, form, and activities are glorious. But as soon as the life is gone, the body is but a lump of matter. When an important man is alive, he may have so many guards and no one can go before him or touch him. But when a same man is dead and lying on the floor, one may kick him in the face and practically no one will care. After the disappearance of the soul, the body of the important man has no value. And what is that soul? It is the energy of Krishna, and therefore it is a part and the parcel of Krishna. So when the energy is drawn, that is when Krishna is not there, the body becomes unimportant.
Krishna's energy and Krishna himself are not different. Shakti, Shaktimat or Abdeya. The sun, for example, is energetic, and the sun shines is energy. As long as the sunshine is present, the sun is present. And if the sun were not present, the sun's energy would also not be there. The energy and the energetic must both exist. Although the Mayavadi philosophers do not accept the energetic, but only the impersonal energy, we must accept both the energy and the energetic. Hare Krishna.
Yes, His Grace Dashakta approved.
Sorry, Prabhuji. While the energy works, the energetic remains aloof, just as the sunshine spread everywhere while the sun itself remains apart. Similarly, there is an energy working throughout the cosmic manifestation. The cosmic manifestation consists of earth, water, fire, air, and ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. These eight material elements are separated material energies, material and elements. Yeah. So, separate material energies में भिन्न प्रकृति अस्तदा. And we can understand that behind these energies there must be an energetic source. For example, we are using electric power. But behind this power are the powerhouse and the engineer. And Rascal do not understand this. They simply see the power of the cosmic power of this cosmic manifestation, but they do not understand that behind the power is the power maker and the source of power. Therefore, Krishna comes and says, "I am the power maker, and I am behind this power."
Krishna himself personally comes because we do not have the eyes to see Krishna and cannot understand him. When we contemplate the form of God, we think that because God created millions and millions of years ago, he must be a very old man. Therefore, God personally comes before us so that we can see what he is. This is his kindness. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, sloka 7, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam prajamayam. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of religion, at that time I descend myself.
God comes to this world in person. He leaves behind his instructions like those of Bhagavad Gita. And he leaves behind his devotees who can explain who God is. But still, we are so stubborn that we do not accept God. This is foolishness. In Bhagavad Gita, those who do not accept God are called mudaha, rascals and fools.
God exists and the God's energies also exist. So if we cannot see God, we can at least see his energy. We may not see the electric powerhouse and the engineer within it generating power, but we can use electricity in so many ways. Therefore, we should inquire where this electricity comes from. This is intelligence. And if one inquires in this way, he will eventually find the powerhouse itself. Similarly, if one studies further to find out who is running the powerhouse, one will find a human being. Although the electricity is impersonal and even the powerhouse is impersonal, the man behind everything is a person. Similarly, God is a person. This is a logical conclusion. How can he be impersonal? That which is impersonal has no intelligence. We have invented so many very wonderful machines, but the machines are not intelligent. The intelligence belongs to the operation, operator. Therefore, Krishna says, Maya Deyak Sena Prakritik Swate Shuate Sa Chararam. You are seeing the energy displayed in the wonderful actions and reactions of this material ma- cosmic manifestation. But don't think that they are working independently. No, I am behind them.
His ways, the Prabhu.
Uh, Krishna further says, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadavaktya murtina matsthani sarvabhutani na chaham tvesh avasthita. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. That which is avyakta, unmanifested, also has murti of form. The sky, for example, is avyakta and unmanifested, but it also has a form, the round form of the universe. If we go to the ocean, there also we shall find a form, like there is a big circle without form. There is nothing. Everything has form, even that which is supposedly impersonal.
Therefore, the idea that everything is zero or impersonal is foolish. Behind the impersonal feature and the so-called voidness is the supreme form Krishna. Ishvara, Brahma, Krishna, Satchidananda, Vigraha. The word Ishvara means controller. Nature is not controlling itself. The real control is Krishna. Ichhanurupam api yasya cha chestate sa. The Brahma Samhita 5.44 says that Prakriti or Durga, the deity of material nature, is working under the direction of Govinda Krishna. How is she working? Just like a shadow. Below our hand is its shadow, and as our hand moves, the shadow moves. Behind all manifestation, there is motion. I have sometimes given the example of shunting of the big cars in a railway line. The engine gives the motion and pushes one car, which then pushes another and another, and so on. Similarly, who set up the motion for cosmic manifestation? That original motion giver is Krishna.
Now Kunti Devi says, we Pandava have become famous and people say that we are very important. Why? Because you are our friend. Krishna was the friend of the Pandavas and specifically the friend of Arjuna. And therefore Arjuna was a great and a valorous warrior. But Kunti Devi knows people say, oh, the Pandavas are such great warriors and heroes. But what is the value of value of my sons, the Pandavas? Similarly, the Yadu dynasty was famous because Krishna took him his birth in the family. But Kunti Devi says, Ke Vayam, what are we? What are the value? What is our value? Ke Vayam Nama Drupa Vayam. We have our name and form, but without you, it is all useless. It has no value.
People do not understand this. They are very proud of having a nice body and a nice name. They think I am American, I am Indian, I am German, and so on. But what is all this? These are simply bogus names and bogus forms with no value.
If we subtract Krishna, everything is zero. This is a fact. But people are such rascals that they do not understand this fact. But who can deny it? The American body or Indian body may have a good name, but if it has no consciousness, what is its value? No value. Therefore, it is said, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Sastram Tapastapa Aparanasya Aparanasya Eva Dehasya Mandanam Lokar Ranjanam. For a person devoid of devotional service to Krishna, his birth in a great family or nation, his knowledge of revealed scripture, his performance of austerity and penance, and his chanting of Vedic mantras are all like or names on a dead body. Such ornaments simply serve the comforted pleasures of general populace. Hari Bhakti Vilas, Hari Bhakti Subodhya, chapter 7.
We all have consciousness, but what is this consciousness? It is Krishna consciousness. We have forgotten Krishna and therefore we simply say consciousness, but really consciousness means Krishna consciousness. Because without Krishna, we cannot have consciousness. Without the sun, how can there be sunshine? Therefore, we say sunshine and not just shine. Similarly, consciousness means Krishna consciousness. This requires a little intelligence to understand, but devotees like Kunti have this intelligence and understanding. Therefore, Kunti says, the Pandavas and Yadus, the Pandavas and Yadus are so important, but what is actually our value?
Because Krishna is bidding farewell, Kunti laments, you will go, and we shall not be able to see you. What then will be the value of our name and fame? Bhato darshanam, yahi shri harshi karanam vite ive stuhu. She gives the example of that without Krishna, there would be like the senses without life. In the material world, we desire sense enjoyment, but without Krishna or without Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of the sense enjoyment. We have strong arms and legs, but when there is no consciousness, when there is no Krishna consciousness, we cannot even utilize them. An intelligent person therefore knows that without Krishna, his senses have no value and therefore he becomes a devotee. He rightly concludes that because there is an intimate relationship between the senses and Krishna, as long as the senses are active, it is one's duty to use the senses in the service of Krishna. This is Bhakti.
Use an example I have given many times. Suppose in an assembly one finds a $100 note that has fallen from someone's pocket. If one takes that note and puts in one's own pocket, one is a thief because that note does not belong to him. This is called bhoga, false enjoyment. Then again, someone else may think, oh, why shall I touch it? I belongs to someone else. Let it remain there. I have nothing to do with it. This is called tyaga, renunciation. So although the $100 note is the same, one person is trying to enjoy it while another is trying to give it up. But both of them, the bhoga and the tyag, are full.
Kanak?
The bhogis are the karmis, those who are working very hard to exploit the resources of the material nature, like the scientists, for example, who are doing research to further such exploitation. Their intention actually is to steal. On the other hand, the Tyagis, those who are unable to steal, have a soul grapes philosophy. Oh, these things are useless. There is no need of them. Mostly, of course, people are bogies. That is, they are trying to use everything to enjoy sense gratification. But still, there are those who are baffled in sense gratification and who therefore say, no, 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 we don't need these things.
Continuing the example, however, when a $100 note is found, some person act most properly in is the one who takes it and says, "Someone has lost his this note. Let me find its owner." Upon returning that note, one renders real service. One who takes the note for himself and one who leaves a note where it is are both useless. Similarly, the bhogis and tyagis are both useless. But the bhakta, the devotee, knows that everything belongs to Krishna and therefore be offered to Krishna. That is real service.
Everything belongs to Krishna. What is the body? It is the combination of material elements earth, water, fire, air, and the subtle psychological elements like elements, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Krishna claims all these eight elements are my separated energies. And then how are the body and the mind are? Although I claim that the body is mine, I do not even know how it is working. A tenant in an apartment may pay rent and somehow or other occupy the apartments and enjoy its utility. Although he may not actually know how the heat and the tap water are working. Similarly, although we do not know the details of how the body works, we are using this body, which actually belongs not to us but to Krishna. This is the real fact. The body consists of the senses and the mind, and therefore the senses and the mind also belong to Krishna.
I am a
I,
sorry, Pooja.
sorry, please. My last time we got forgotten.
I am a spiritual soul, but I have been given the opportunity to utilize a certain type of material body because I wanted it. Krishna is so kind that he has given it to me. Ye yatha mam pratamete tam statavya bhajami aham. If one wants the body of a king, Krishna will give it. If one follows the prescribed method, one will get the body of a king. And if one wants the body of a hog, so that one may eat stool, Krishna will give one that kind of body also. But now, in the human form of life, one should understand everything belongs to Krishna. So why am I hankering so satisfied to satisfy this body, which is supposedly mine? Rather, now that I have this body, let me serve Krishna. This is intelligence, and this is bhakti.
Now it's my turn, right?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji, let's finish it. Please, Prabhuji, last paragraph.
Yes.
Continue.
Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Rakshit. Bhakti means to use Rishik, the sense in the service of Rishikesha. Krishna, the master of the senses, Tvaya Rishikena Hridi Isthasya Yatha Karomi. Because I wanted some sense gratification, forgetting that everything actually belongs to Krishna. You can scroll now. I have been given this body, which is facility for sense gratification, but the sense have no value without Krishna, and therefore the natural conclusion is that the sense belongs to Krishna. Therefore, since I have these senses, why not use them for Krishna satisfaction? Bhakti.
Yes. So we can stop here. Also, there's an announcement. Tomorrow we will have our special class by the speaker who is also who is also who is also the disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. So this is my kind request to everyone. So be there tomorrow on time at the same 7 a.m. And also you can tell your friends or anyone who wants to join the class tomorrow. So there will be a special session, and I will also share the related details in the group. So be there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
All
Thank you.
we should thank His Grace Ashwani Kumar Prabhuji for arranging such first class lectures for us. We should thank him personally also.
Yes, Prabhuji.
All because of
we will
his
thank
mercy.
him. But when he will join Prabhuji, when he will join us?
Actually,
in our reading class?
he's having lots of stuff going on related
Yeah.
to the spiritual projects in US as well. So that's why he's busy in handling the projects over there. So he may be joined tomorrow for sure, but after tomorrow also he will continue every day. I hope so.
Great.
So,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
thank you so much. So we can start with the learnings or realizations for today's session. Does anyone want to share?
मेरे को बस एक चीज यहाँ पर शेयर करनी है कि बार बार प्रभुपाद जी बस एक ही चीज बोले जा रहे हैं कि हम लोग चाहे कितने भी पावरफुल हो, हम चाहे कितने वापस कितने भी हम लोग कितने भी रिच हो या फिर वॉट एवर इट इज, हम लोग कितने भी बलवान वगैरह हो, बट अगर हमारे पास कृष्णा कॉन्शियस नहीं है, कॉन्शियसनेस नहीं है, हमारे पास कृष्णा नहीं है, तो हम लोग कुछ भी नहीं है, हम जस्ट एक मेटीरियल बॉडी होगी जिसमें कि हम लोग वी आर गुड फॉर नथिंग, वी आर यूजलेस, वी आर वर्थलेस एंड वी हैव नो मतलब कोई पर्पस ही नहीं रहेगा लाइफ का। तो वी जस्ट हम लोग ऐसे रोम करेंगे इधर उधर, तो वो कोई फायदा नहीं है उस चीज का। तो अगर कृष्णा से कनेक्ट नहीं है, अगर कृष्णा से कांटेक्ट नहीं है आपका, तो आप यूजलेस हैं। आपको बनाना पड़ेगा और आपको समझना पड़ेगा, आप इस आपको अपना पर्पस समझना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज कोई फायदा नहीं है, आप इसी चक्कर में घूमते रहोगे।
Yes. हाँ, नक्शल में यही कि he is the cause of all the causes.
यस
यस, और इसको ही ना बुआ जी बहुत प्रैक्टिकली भी समझा रहे हैं सोल के लेवल पे। प्रभुपाद जी सोल एंड बॉडी के लेवल पर डिफरेंस बताते हैं, देन फिर सोल का नेचर बताते हैं, देन फिर बताते हैं कि वी शुड रेंडर सर्विस इन लॉर्ड कृष्णा, द लोटस फीट ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा। तो मतलब प्रभुपाद जी काफी प्रैक्टिकली बता रहे हैं यहाँ पे कि जैसे सोल के बना ये बॉडी कुछ भी नहीं है, राइट। एंड देन फिर प्रभुपाद जी बताते हैं कि सोल का एक्चुअल नेचर क्या है। इस दैट पॉइंट का
Yes.
practical way of explaining about soul and body.
हाँ, इसमें एक प्रॉपर एनालॉजी भी यूज करें ना, कि जैसे बता रहे हैं कि हमारे पास बहुत सारी सेंसेस हैं, लेकिन अगर वी डोंट हैव द कॉन्शियसनेस तो वो सेंसेस बेकार हैं। तो कुंती देवी भी यही कह रही हैं कि इवन जो मेरे पुत्र हैं पांडवास हैं, वो दे वर वैलिएंट वॉरियर्स, दे वेरी एक्सॉल्टेड, बट वो उनका भी इम्पोर्टेंस तब तक है जब तक आप हो। अगर आप नहीं हो तो दे आर ऑल्सो गुड फॉर नथिंग। तो यस, वो भी मतलब मतलब वो एक बहुत बड़ी बात है। हम लोग बहुत मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जैसे छोटी छोटी चीजें करते हैं, कुछ अच्छा करते हैं, तो इसमें भी कभी कभी अहंकार आ जाता है। लेकिन जैसे कि हम कर रहे हैं सब कुछ आजकल, जैसे मेटलिस्टिक हैं वो स्पेशली, उन्हें हम देखेंगे जो लोग मेटरली काफी अचीव कर रहे हैं और बहुत मेटलिस्टिक हैं, अथीस्ट हैं, तो वो उन लोगों को यही अहंकार आता है कि हम लोग इतने अचीव कर रहे हैं, हम अपने अकॉर्डिंग चीजें ड्राइव कर पा रहे हैं, तो हम पता नहीं क्या है। लेकिन अगर हम जैसे शास्त्र पढ़ते हैं तो अर्जुन, युधिष्ठिर या फिर और भी जो महात्मा थे, वो इतने ज्यादा कैपेबल थे। still they know the real science कि it is all because of Krishna. तो तभी ही मतलब महाभारत से भी हम यही सीख सकते हैं कि जो लोग भगवान में मान रहे हैं उनके साथ क्या होता है, जो भगवान को नहीं मानते उनके साथ क्या होता है. So that's why
यस वो हम वहाँ पे भी एग्जाम्पल में भी दिया हुआ था कि अगर कोई पावरफुल पर्सन हो, हम उसे छू भी नहीं सकते पहले तो, और जब भी वो उसका सोल निकल जाता है और वो रह जाता है अकेला यहाँ पे, तो उसको फिर हम मुंह पे भी मार सकते, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं उसके साथ. फिर वही चीज है, अगर हम लोग सोल को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करेंगे, अगर हम कृष्णा को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करेंगे, तो विल बी लाइक गुड फॉर नथिंग. सो वी शुड ऑलवेज like be in Krishna consciousness to actually knows कि हम लोग का purpose क्या है.
yes, yes.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna, yes. Yes, ma'am.
मुझे मतलब वो वाला पॉइंट बहुत अच्छा लगा. वो प्रभुपाद जी बहुत बार रिपीट करते हैं कि हम जो बनना चाहते हैं कृष्णा हमारी उसमें हेल्प करते हैं. इफ वी वांट टू बिकम अ किंग तो किंग बनाएंगे, बट इफ वी वांट टू बिकम अ हॉग तो वो हमें हॉग ही बनाएंगे. तो इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन आवर डिजायर एंड आवर कॉन्शियसनेस कि व्हाट वी वांट टू बिकम. इन कृष्णा विल डिराइव द थिंग्स इन दैट वे ओनली. तो मुझे ये पॉइंट एक बार बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है कि इट इज अपॉन जो भी हमारी फ्यूचर कंडीशन होगी या जो भी हमारी करंट सिचुएशन है, इट इज बिकॉज व्हाट वी डिजायर. इट इज नॉट क्योंकि हम देखते हैं बहुत बार लोग को उसमें लगता है कि भगवान आप मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो, या मतलब मैं इस सिचुएशन में हूँ तो इसकी वजह से उसकी वजह से, बट ऐसा नहीं होता. इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन आवर कॉन्शियसनेस, आवर माइंड कि हम खुद को कहाँ डिराइव करना चाहते हैं. तो ये वाला पॉइंट मुझे बहुत ही हर बार अच्छा लगता है जब प्रभुपाद जी मतलब वो डायरेक्टली बोलते हैं यू विल बिकम अ हॉग if you want to eat stool, Krishna will give you that. मुझे हर बार बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
Yes, indeed.
Anyone wants to add something? Some few more points.
No.
Okay. Okay. So we can stop. Vancha kalpatarubhashta कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.
Jai.
Everyone, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.